2. I want to thank Doug Newberry for jumping on board with me for that first hour and filling in for Eric Lovely. Joining us here in just a minute is Chris Atkin of BuyEmergencyFoods.com. Now, listen, this hour is not going to be an hour-long advertisement. Chris is going to come on here as first and foremost as somebody who's concerned about where we're at and the direction we're going, and somebody who's been extremely proactive in being prepared for what is coming our way. So, get into the chat room if you're not there already. If you have questions on the topic of preparation, or if you have more great comments like we had from California, get on the phone and 877-342-6673, and we'll get your question on the air for myself or for Chris. Or if you are in the chat room, you want to ask a question, post it in there, and we'll do our best to pull it out of there as well. All right, now, here's the thing. We have this debate kicking off here in just a few minutes. Matter of fact, it's probably starting. It's probably already started. All the slapping of the back, the moderation. The moderators are, pumping fists with these guys, and we're about to start the freak show. But thanks to my friend Michael Snyder over at the Economic Collapse blog, who summarized it beautifully in 28 questions that the mainstream media is guaranteed, and the mediator tonight is also guaranteed not to put to these guys, are some of the following. Why is Why is the IMF warning that there is an alarmingly high risk of a deeper global economic slowdown? And really, these warnings of the IMF have been coming out very steadily over the last several months, and they've been increasing in frequency. They're forecasting. They're telling us ahead of time what is coming. It is going to be a financial storm, no doubt about it. Why is Switzerland prepared for major civil unrest throughout Europe? Understand this. Why is Switzerland preparing for major civil unrest throughout Europe? Please understand this when I tell you that if Europe goes down tomorrow, America goes down tomorrow. It's that simple. If it happens there, it happens here. If it happens here, it happens there. We are interconnected at the hip by design so that we can all share in the suffering together, so we can all accept the solution together, global financial governments. Here's another question from, again, this is of Michael Snyder's The Economic Collapse blog. If the Spanish financial system completely collapses, what is that going to mean for the rest of Europe and the rest of the globe? Not going to be asked. See, the Spanish collapse, the Spanish rioting, the 55% unemployment rate, this won't be talked about at all by Ryan. He's going to talk about how he wants to curb the debt spending in this country. And guess what? There is no debt spending slowdown coming unless it is time to implement the crisis of reality. Another question. Is Turkey about to drag the rest of NATO, including the United States, into a war? Into a war that will start between Turkey and Syria. We see these alleged freedom fighters lobbying or crying out to the world for help, crying out to the world for another Libyan-style no-fly zone. We have American troops in the form of advisors and perhaps even special operators rolling into Jordan, preparing for a potential war with Syria. Now we have we're being told the Syrian government is lobbing munitions into Turkey, and of course Turkey being a NATO country, trying to draw in NATO. We got to defend NATO, boys. We got to put this no-fly zone in. We got to, as Hillary Clinton says, we saw we must kill. This is our motto here in the United States of America, spreading empire around the world. This question won't even be glanced on tonight. We're going to get all kinds of great information out of this debate. How awesome Paul Ryan is and how hilarious Joe Biden is, and how we can have a debate that will draw the race even tighter so we can have division while these really important questions are completely left off of the table. We'll deal with these. We're all going to deal with these important questions, like it or not. We're just not going to be mentally prepared for what's coming at all. All right, now with that being said, I want to bring Chris on here. BuyEmergencyFoods.com is his baby. You're one of the partners of BuyEmergencyFoods.com, and I want to thank you for participating in the program, and also supporting the program. And let's get into it, Chris. You heard me cover a couple of these questions. the topics that are in these questions, if you understand the situation, if you understand these questions, then it's a necessity for you to be mentally prepared and physically prepared for what's about to occur. Your thoughts, Chris Atkin, BuyEmergencyFoods.com.
Well, hey, Charlie. Thanks for having me on again.
You're welcome. Thanks for being on again.
Yeah, no problem. Hey, I mean, basically, look, most people in America wouldn't ask these questions. They don't understand them. They don't understand what's going on with our, trillions of debt that we're, racking up year over year. People are concerned with bread and circuses, and that's what our government is hoping for. So they can go down the road that they're trying to go down, which is, like you said, like upward integrating, creating some sort of global, economy ruled by one central bank.
Absolutely. That's exactly right. And we're going to get there by sovereign debt crisis, and, or we will get there by a financial crisis that is brought on by the stranglehold of energy going across the world. Now, I want to tell everybody, and we're going to get more into this because we're only about 2 minutes before the break, but I recently just went down to Salt Lake. Matter of fact, last week, Sunday, Monday, I was down there, had dinner with Chris, took a tour of the facility, and there's a lot of things I want to share about that, but I don't want to get rolling with that until the backside of this break because 2 minutes won't do it justice. But needless to say, Chris, I'm very, very impressed with your operation down there. I'm very impressed with the folks that are making the food and the folks that are, doing all they can to get the message out, this message that we're talking about here tonight, and we do every night, because you guys truly do care for what is going on in the country and in the world.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's true. We do. I personally do, and my partners do. And we are trying really hard to support people like you and shows like you, because you're doing an important service as far as I'm concerned. You're trying to help wake people up. I'm trying to help get people prepared. And so I think, we're a good team.
Absolutely. I do agree. And, because of that, because of my relationship with you and Buy Emergency Foods, I've met a lot of great people. I introduced you to Doug Newberry, and that has been great for him and for you. Rob House, next Wednesday, October 17th, God willing, Rob House is going to be here not for 1 hour, but for both hours, because when he was on last time, we had the lines were completely full. His website is, what is it? preparednesspodcast.com.
Yeah, Rob Hannis at thepreparednesspodcast.com. He's awesome, and I listened to the show you guys did. I mean, it was such great information, but it was too short.
Yeah.
And I'm a prepper, and I want to hear about that stuff. And so I'm glad you're going to do a couple hours with him.
We are, because we only got about, there were still people holding when we signed off. And we literally, I had 4 or 5 questions written down that I wanted to ask him that we never even got to. So we will do 2 hours Wednesday. And so if you have prep questions, Rob, and I think I called him House, and it's Rob. Is it Hannis? Is that right?
Yeah.
Rob Hannis. He'll be our guest for 2 hours next Wednesday. All right, I'm monitoring the chat, trying to find questions in there, and I have written a couple down already. One has to do with you put that in chat. Okay, one has to do with willow bark, and I think that might have been a joke, but it's kind of funny because when I was having dinner with Chris, I told him that, I'm working on a video series and I was getting his input on it. And, I've never really done videos other than commentary on political, economic situation. I've never really done a video as far as what it means to be a prepper. And this is what's coming out here in the next few weeks. I'll have a series of videos coming out, and I'll get a little bit more to that with Chris, plus also the tour of the facility down there, and we'll talk a little bit more about Buy Emergency Foods as well as the need to prep. We're going to be back with Chris Atkin of BuyEmergencyFoods.com, more Wide Awake News Radio, in just about 3 minutes. Hang tight, guys. Hey guys, it's Charlie McGrath with WideAwakeNews.com and Wide Awake News Radio. It was 1999 when the Dow Jones first crossed the 10,000 point mark.
Back then, our national debt was $6 trillion. You could buy an ounce of gold for around $250 and an ounce of silver for around $5. Now, there's a lot of folks in alternative media and mainstream media asking the question, when are we going to see the next financial crisis? Well, for myself and the folks over at Austin Rare Coin, we believe that time is now. It's called sovereign debt fiat currency crisis. Now let's review. 1999, 10,000 points on the Dow. 2012, after trillions of dollars being spent, 13,000 points. We've seen our national debt explode from $6 trillion to nearly $16 trillion. Gold from $250 an ounce to over $1,600 an ounce, and silver from $5 to over $30 an ounce. Gold and silver, that is planet Earth's currency. It has been for 5,000 years. It will be for the next 5,000 years. If you have wealth you are trying to protect, I highly recommend and encourage you to call Gabe Elton and the folks over at Austin Rare Coin, 1-800-552-4109. They support alternative media. They support getting the truth out, so let's support them. Austin Rare Coin, 1-800-552-4109, or visit them online, austincoins.com.
Remember this name, Carnivora. That's CARNIVORA.com. What if I told you that this 100% pure and natural product was delivered directly to the White House at President Reagan's personal request at a time when only the president was able to obtain it? Reagan used this amazing product, Carnivora, successfully, a product derived only from nature that has the intelligence to instinctively attack abnormal cells only without harming a single normal cell, and the power to actually wake up critical immune cells from dormancy to attack foreign invaders that don't belong in our bodies. Carnivora is now obtainable by anyone who wants to get healthy and stay that way. Call 1-866-VENUS-FLY and protect yourself with 17 naturally occurring compounds that will unleash powerful immune defense. That's 1-866-VENUS-FLY. Call 1-866-VENUS-FLY and get your Carnivora today. Visit carnivora.com.
Will 2012 bring the Mayan end of world or the global banking collapse? In 2007, one man, Mike Dillard, made 5 predictions which forecasted the 2008 economic crisis and the pending Eurozone collapse. This week, Mike unleashes 3 brand new, shocking, must-watch videos with predictions for the coming year. www.the3videos.com. Over the past year, Mike Dillard has helped thousands of ordinary people create and recover wealth by tapping into the black box investing strategies the big banks don't want you to know about. www.the3videos.com. As the European banking system implodes and governments collapse at breakneck speeds, the next 12 months will be the most anticipated and important months in modern human history. This will make 2008 look like a walk in the park. Everyone will be affected. Go to www.the3videos.com now. Learn how to prepare your family and prosper during the global financial collapse.
All right, I'm done singing. Welcome back to Wide Awake News Radio. Charlie McGrath, the 11th of October, Thursday. Chris Atkin of BuyEmergencyFoods.com is our guest, and we've devised a plot during the break. We're going to, Chris is going to give away some free stuff, and it's going to be to a caller that he deems the best question. So get on the phone, 877-342-6673. And it doesn't have to be on the topic of prep. If you want to talk about our political situation or where we're headed, that's fine. Just we want to give it away to a gift away to a caller tonight. And I'm not sure what exactly we're going to give away. Are we going to do the emergency bottle, or do you want to do something?
Let's do that emergency kit thing in a bottle. Okay,
cool. Very cool. And guys, I saw that when I was down there at the facility. It's really cool. It's what's that material the bottle's made out of?
Nalgene, I think. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like BPA free though. So
it's what?
It's BPA free.
Okay, so you can drink out of it and not worry about
yeah.
Worry about it. And it's just crammed full of stuff. And as a matter of fact, let me go to the website now. and get an idea. Do you know everything that's in that thing?
No, but there's a lot of stuff. I mean, it's like a little survival kit, you know, with matches, poncho, right?
Yeah, it's got
survival blanket, like a rape whistle that you liked so much.
that is true. And in fact, Chris gave me one of these when I was down there. But you know, as a testament to where we're at in this point in time in this free nation, you know, United States of America, the free nation we live in, I couldn't bring it. He had to mail it to me because it had crazy items in it, like, you know, matches, and it had it has a little multi-purpose tool in it that you know, what's it, about 2 inches long, and of course I can't bring that. I can't put that in a bag and bring it onto an airplane because it's too dangerous. If you're in the chat room right now, I'm going to drop that link in there. And you'll see that, and you can see that's what he is going to give away. So 877-342-6673 will be the number to call in, and we will give away one of those that I just dropped into the chat room. Now, I realize there's a couple-minute delay, so I'll put that link in there again multiple times. But I do want to talk a little bit, Chris, about how impressed I was with your facility, and we were joking around during while I was down there. Chris and I had a blast, but we sat at a nice restaurant, and we closed it down, and then we closed it down an hour past their closing time, just talking about current events, talking about what could be the catalyst for a crisis, for a meltdown, for the proverbial you-know-what hitting the fan. But one thing that we both agreed upon, and it's everybody I've ever talked to in alternative media, is that Lindsey Williams is a great guy. He brings a lot of good information, but we both agreed on the fact that the delivery is painful. And you know, we've been joking around ever since then. You know, you buy your emergency food, and it's going to come in a shiny new package. Brad,
folks, write this down. Get your pens ready.
Get your pens ready, because here's the website. www. Now we're just being mean. That's just me. Brand new, shiny. That's all shiny and sparkly and professionally packaged. At any rate, so get your pencil and write this down. Call in 877-342-6673 with a question on for Chris, and somebody's going to win this free emergency supply bottle. But back to my trip to Salt Lake and to your facility. I really did. You know, you and I had spoke on the phone multiple times before you and I started partnering up, and I knew you were a prepper. I knew you were really into this, and I knew that you were. And this is a big deal, guys. You were the manufacturer of this product. You know, you weren't buying it from someone else and reselling it just on a website. This is stuff you guys made. So I'm dealing with somebody who's advertising on the program that has control over the product, control over delivery, control over the whole 9 yards, because you're producing it. And so I didn't know, and I was talking to Doug about this before we started the first hour. I expected, 10, 15, 20 people, working hard, producing freeze-dried storable food. I was really blown away when I went to the facility. I mean, it was a very large warehouse that, one part of it is stock full of basic raw materials to make this product. And then you have a line where you're making the food, and then a massive assembly area, and then pallets upon pallets of orders going out. I was really impressed with the size of the facility, which really, it bolstered the claims you were making to me about how busy you guys were, especially when I saw all these pallets that were all being ordered over the internet, because that's the only way you can get it at this time. So, I mean, give us an idea. Well, we're going to bump into this break, but give us an idea, start it anyway, with the amount of business and how you've seen an increase in it over the last several months.
Yeah, well, I mean, I wasn't lying. I was telling you that we were busy and growing, and it's basically because I think it's because we have the best product, really, and we sell it for the best price. So no one can touch our prices. No one can touch the amount of calories we put in our meals. No one can touch the certified GMO-free. No one can touch what we're doing is just different and better. Bottom line.
Yeah, no doubt about it. We'll touch on that a little bit more. When we come back, we will go and we'll try to see if we have a call ready to win a free survival bottle. So get on the phone, 877-342-6673. We're going to be back with Chris Atkin and more Wide Awake News Radio in just a few minutes. Hang tight. Hey guys, it's Charlie McGrath with Wide Awake News Radio and WideAwakeNews.com. In 2007, 26 million Americans were on food stamps. 2012, the numbers exploded to over 46 million people relying on the government to put food on the table. Debts out of control across the planet, pushing us towards a financial Armageddon. Talk of war seems to fill every newscast. And disasters, both man-made and natural, seem to be on the rise. Can you think of a better time in history than now to be prepared for the unexpected? Guys, I want to introduce you to our new partners in alternative media. BuyEmergencyFoods.com. BuyEmergencyFoods.com offers the best kind of emergency food, Legacy Premium, with the largest variety available in the freeze-dried food industry. Each meal is packed for freshness in an individual nitrogen-flushed Mylar pouch. The meal is then sealed in a stackable heavy-duty plastic container that's easy to store, easy to transport, and won't be damaged by water or rodents. So if you're worried about food inflation, economic crisis, unemployment, natural disaster, then don't delay. Prepare your family now. Visit our new partners in alternative media, BuyEmergencyFoods.com. Give them a call at 888-543-7345, or again, visit them at BuyEmergencyFoods.com.
You're listening to Charlie nationwide and worldwide on the internet, on the Rinse Radio Network. Known worldwide as the most consistently fascinating, informative, and unique program on radio, the Jeff Rense program can be yours to listen to anytime, anywhere, whenever you want to hear it. For pennies a day, our subscribers can download any of Jeff's thousands of programs featuring a treasury of newsmakers, researchers, eyewitnesses, and incredible subjects, all in MP3 commercial-free, crystal-clear 56-bit digital sound, and take these often unforgettable programs with them wherever they go. As a subscriber, you can also listen live at airtime, online, anywhere in the world, or browse through our archives of over 10,000 hours of legendary broadcasts. Subscribe now by taking the link at the top of Rense.com and enrich your mind with the most unique panorama of vital information and the best independent, honest journalism in radio. Look for the Subscribe Now link on Rense.com and give yourself the knowledge you need for these unprecedented times.
Heart-related health problems affect millions of people each year. Maybe you're one of the many who suffer from issues related to angina pain, high blood pressure, congestive heart failure, unbalanced cholesterol, irregular heartbeat, or clogged arteries. There is a solution that doesn't involve expensive prescription drugs that only mask the problem and leave you with horrible side effects. If you are ready to live your life free of sickness, pain, and fear, live your life with increased vitality, energy, and youthfulness, and experience your body healing itself, then you're ready for Heart and Body Extract from Healthy Hearts Club. Heart and Body Extract has a 23-year proven track record of using certified organic herbs that make up an excellent formula to balance and support the heart and circulatory system. In as little as 2 weeks, you can feel amazing results when your 2-month supply of Heart and Body Extract today. Call 1-866-295-5305 or go to hbextract.com.
Okay, so it's the police. Chris was commenting during the break that he liked the bumper music, and I hear it so often that I even forget who it is. Maybe it might be time to change it up. Maybe a little Disturbed or something a little racier as things heat up. But we do have a caller on the line, guys. Get on the phone. I think we have a line open 877-342-6673. Thelma, we're going to get to you in just a second. I wanted to finish real quickly the trip I took down to Salt Lake. And guys, I've been in business a long time, and I've taken tons of trips where I go to facilities, and this one was really important to me, because, it's what I really, really believe in. I mean, I've been to manufacturers across the country in Canada where I'm looking at products that are going to be resold, and you're always looking at them from a perspective of, what kind of margin, what's the supply, how can we make money on this? And it was nice going and checking out a facility that wasn't for that reason. It was, these are things that I believe in. These are things that are going to help people, and it was great that I get to be a part of that. And I've told Chris, that this has really turned in to my passion. Speaking out and trying to wake people up to where we're headed, and then giving them the ability to give them a way to prepare. Now, certainly, buying emergency food, buying freeze-dried storable food isn't going to prevent anything as far as a crisis that's unfolding, but it certainly is going to prevent you from being involved in a situation that you just do not need to be in. So, and the highlights I wanted to give of this trip, and I wanted to wait till Chris was on to do it, was the absolute, the commitment to quality. And I do mean, and I'm not being, LW here, I do mean everything, the details of how you package it, how long the bag is open before an oxygen absorber goes into it, and the fill rate on your deliveries. All this stuff is paramount and critical, and it's this attention to detail that I think is what is lighting you guys on fire, figuratively, as far as sales. The other thing that blew me away was the volume, how much you had there shipped or being ready to be shipped out the door, and the turns that you're having on your inventory. I'm talking your raw materials or your component materials that make up the product, and then the finished product. I was in talking to your manufacturing manager. I was amazed that there isn't product sitting there ready to go, unless it's for a 2-day-old order. You don't have tons and tons of stuff sitting there ready to go out the door, meaning everything you get was probably made within 72 hours of your order, previous to your order. And so it tells me that with all these turns you're having in your inventory, that you're going through it very, very quickly, and which also tells me that your orders are coming in very, very rapidly. The other thing that and this will be the last thing because I don't want to burn up too much time on this. It was a great trip. It was a great learning experience as far as what it takes to be GMO certified free, what it takes to source this material that will make you compliant with that, and the dedication it takes to oversee a line of product that is such at a high quality standard. But the thing that I never thought about until I got there was how many jobs you guys are creating. You're according to your production manager, you have 50 people, 50 full-time jobs in Salt Lake City because of the prep, I guess, industry.
Well, I'm proud of that. I'm glad that we still have the opportunity to start businesses, be profitable, and also employ Americans. Obama might not think that's the best thing, but I think it's the best way to go to do the whole capitalism thing. Obviously, your listeners probably do as well. But then again, most liberals apparently want to limit corporate profits or ban them altogether.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And you're providing jobs and providing a service. So again, overall impression was, if I wasn't impressed, I wouldn't be talking about it right now. I'd be like, it was just another manufacturer, or it was 4 guys in a garage cranking out product. It certainly is not. You guys are committed to a very high percentage of fill rate, and again, the quality that goes into the material. But Thelma's been holding for a long time. This is the first time I've ever spoken in my life to a Thelma, and she is from Tennessee. Thelma from Tennessee. Do you have a question or a statement or a comment?
I have a question.
Go for it. Because so far you're winning.
I was wondering if you knew of or sold anything to take radiation out of water and your hair, your air.
Hair. Get that radiation out of my hair.
In your home.
That's a great question. Do you offer a product to help mitigate exposure to radiation in water? And I'm trying to think if your filtration bottle, which I've read some literature on, if it had that capacity or not. Go ahead, Chris.
Well, not that I know of, unfortunately. I've heard people talking about there is a way to take radiation out of water, but I'm confused about that because it just doesn't seem like it's filterable. But I don't know. I could be wrong. The only thing that I know of that's a preventative measure is those, iodine pills that people sell. But that's to keep the radiation from going into your thyroid, or at least overtaking your thyroid or whatever.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. We have Christina Malik on all the time, Thelma, at least once a month, and that's a great question for her. And I'm trying to think if she's ever broached that subject, because I don't think it's something you can easily treat the water to prevent it from being radioactive. Did you have anything else?
But I heard that HEPA filters might help in your house to take it out of your air.
Out of the air?
Yeah.
I know her advice is, that if, as far as Fukushima goes, and radiation that gets into the jet stream, is to completely avoid any days that are raining or there's a lot of moisture, because it's dragging it out of the air, and stay indoors. But as far as mitigating it in the home, I'll have to write these down and ask her the next time she's on.
Okay, well, that might be a really excellent product, for the future. I heard that reverse osmosis might also take it out of your water, but I didn't know for sure.
Yeah, and I was trying to wonder if boiling. I don't think that would, because the particles would just travel with the steam. If you did like if you distilled water, like distilled drinking water. I know you can distill like seawater and turn it into fresh water, but I don't know what it would do to contaminants or radioactive pollutants in it anyway.
Well, that would be a great product.
That would be a great one. So, and here's one thing that I know Tom, who handles who's bringing on advertisers and whatnot for Wide Awake News Radio. He's made suggestions to Chris and Bioemergency Foods in the past, and you guys have been excellent in following up on that.
Well, first of all, Thelma, thanks for the feedback, and I think that would be an interesting product if it's out there. I could source it, so we'll take a look and try to find something like that, because I think something like that would be interesting to a lot of preppers for sure, me included.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Thelma, thank you very much for the call, and like I said, at this very moment, you are winning. Are you in the chat room as well?
No.
Okay, well then, here's what you're going to do. You're going to call back. I'm going to have you call back in and give Brett, during the break, call back in and give Brett your address and that information. And if you end up winning this, we'll have it on record so we can get you this emergency bottle.
Thank you.
All right, Thelma, thanks for calling in. Again, call Brett now and give him that info, and we'll announce at the end of the program who the big winner is. All right, guys, we'll be back with Chris Atkin of BioEmergencyFoods.com and more Wide Awake News Radio in just a few minutes.
Hey guys, it's Charlie McGrath of WideAwakeNews.com and Wide Awake News Radio. 2%, this is the number that the federal government wants you to believe represents inflation in our country. 2%. Now maybe that's true if we back out necessity items we need just to live, such as energy and food. But the fact of the matter is, I don't have to tell you food prices are on the increase. They have been for years, and it's going to continue to rise. The real question is, are we getting better quality food for this increase in price? According to the CDC, the answer is no. A March 2012 report shows foodborne illnesses are on the rise. Guys, we are so lucky to have the folks at SeedsNow.com as sponsors of Wide Awake News Radio. Not only are Chris and the folks at SeedsNow.com offering thousands of non-GMO, non-hybrid, non-Frankenfood seeds that can go out the door today, they're looking into the future as well and offering outstanding values on things such as the Mini Mega Seed Bank with over 48,000 seeds and the Mega Super Survival Seed Kit with over 58,000 seeds. SeatsNow.com is a sponsor of Wide Awake News Radio because they care about alternative media and they care about getting the truth out. So let's support those that support alternative media. And if you go there today and put in the promo code WideAwake10, you will receive an instant 10% discount on all your orders. So please visit SeatsNow.com and use the promo code WideAwake10 to receive your discount.
If you're taking 1, 2, 5, or more nutritional supplements, please stop. Simplify your supplementation with Bio Superfood, the most advanced nutritional whole food supplement you can buy. Men, women, children, even Olympic athletes the world over have discovered Bio Superfood from BioAge.com. And now take just one nutritional supplement instead of many. The Bio Superfood formulas are whole food products composed with 4 of the most nutrient-dense algae found on Earth. Bio Superfood for the brain helps with focus, memory, clarity, and mood. If you can increase brain health, the rest of the body is a no-brainer. Bio Superfood has 0 toxicity and is safe for you and your family. Learn more and order your Bio Superfood formulas at BioAge.com, spelled BIOAGE.com, BioAge.com, or call 877-288-9116. That's 877-288-9116. BioAge, the age of advanced organics.
Are chemtrail geoengineering programs changing our weather and destroying our environment? Why in the world are they spraying?
They want to create a storm in the southeast, then they'll start engineering out over the North Pacific. That's where the tragedies will be.
Find out why critics are calling Why in the World Are They Spraying the most important film that is revolutionizing the environmental movement.
It's just going to get worse until the point where we're not going to be able to grow anything at all unless it's a Monsanto genetically modified, abiotic stress resistant seed.
Why in the world are they spraying? New international version with languages available from around the world. For 1 month, Rinse listeners receive free shipping. Go to the banner on the front of the Rinse website and click on the link for more info.
It's all about money, and weather is another form of commoditizing, a way the Central Command Group can commoditize another form of our life.
Why in the world are they spraying?
And if you control the weather, you're going to control the planet. It's that simple.
Make a promise, take a vow, and trust your feelings. It's easy now. Understand the voice within and feel a change already beginning.
Okay, final segment, Wide Awake News Radio with Chris Atkin of BuyEmergencyFoods.com. This is the final segment, so if you have a question that you want to ask or a comment you want to make, and you want to win a free bottle jam-packed with emergency supplies, this is it, guys. Get on the phone, 877-342-6673. And Thelma right now from Tennessee is screaming, "Shut up, Charlie," because I want to win this thing. And guess what? Right now, that's where she's at. But I see Bert is typing me a big, long message right now, so we might have someone else on the horn. But, Chris, I took a question from Karen, who I guess we're going to make Karen non-eligible because she's part of the program. But she had a question that it was interesting, and I saw the components down there. But she's asking, what about storable butter, powdered organic soy milk, and powdered organic almond and rice, or any type of milk? And like I said, I saw when I was there these components that go into the food, but you don't offer this for the most part in a bulk format, but there's a reason for that, right?
Well, a lot of other sites do that, and that's great. There's certain types of people, they're rare, that know how to take all those ingredients and make something delicious. I think I'm not one of those people, so what we're trying to do is, and we think the majority of people aren't able to do that, so we're trying to make it easy for people. Because in an emergency, if you actually had to bug out of your house and you grab some of our buckets, all you need is water and some heat. Actually, you could do without the heat. It just would take a little longer to reconstitute. So we just made a choice on that, and we might look at offering items like that in the future. But we do have sides. We have mangoes and banana chips and powdered milk, chocolate milk. all that kind of stuff that you can buy. Coffee is another thing that we have that you can buy on its own. So.
Yeah, right. And that's, the thing is, if I'm buying stuff, I'm not Doug Newberry, who's a chef. So, that might be handy for Doug. But for the average guy like me that just wants to put some calories in my stomach, if there's chaos and pandemonium going on outside, I don't want a bag of butter. I want a bag that I can open up and turn into a meal, for me and well, I think all the servings in there are about six servings per container. So grabbing it, being able to constitute it and eat it is my main goal. And Doug and I were talking in the first hour that the quality, especially I've had a lot of freeze-dried food, and the quality is usually you can survive on it, but you're not going to go to it and think you're going to get yourself a good meal. Everything we've had to date has been just absolutely terrific. The things he's talking about doing, and I'm excited for this, the things he's talking about doing are mixing these and coming up with recipes. So, I mean, that will be, are you going to host all that stuff on your site, or is he going to, are we going to be able to have a booklet come out with this?
Yeah, well, Doug's amazing. Just the stuff he's already talking about, I'm so excited to see what he can do. But I wanted to go back to the taste thing real quick.
Yep.
From the feedback we've got from everybody we talked to, and we've done a few blind taste tests, the taste of ours is better. Now, taste is subjective, but for the majority of people, they like our food way more than any of our competitors, including Mountain House. And so what we've done is we've said, you know what, we actually have an opportunity to get into a head-to-head battle with Mountain House on their camping line. So we are actually going to be launching a camping line, and we're going head-to-head, and we know we can win because we're doing things that Mountain House has never done, and we're young, we're hungry, we want to make a good product, and we want people to have a better choice out there for camping and emergency food. We're doing some other cool things.
Wait, hold on a minute. I want to talk about the camping stuff a little bit.
Sure.
A camping line, what does that entail? What makes it a different, what makes the food that I buy for camping or the products you're offering for camping different than your regular line?
Well, you could take the current stuff that we sell, you could take that camping and it'd be fine. But the main difference is like how the noodle, how fast they reconstitute, how fast. There's something called quick set noodles, and those are different than the ones we're using in our emergency food line. And so you basically can reconstitute it within like 5 or 6 minutes versus the 15 minutes that it takes to cook up the way we have it now.
Okay. And you also have, which I didn't get to see, and I thought about this when I was climbing on the plane, not only as far as food item, but you're offering a new stove. Can we talk about that yet, or is that still top secret?
Well, I think it's an awesome little stove. No one else is selling this thing. We've been working with the people who invented it. It's a collapsible stove, and it's metal. So you open it up. It's square. It comes with, you could burn anything in there. You could put sticks if you wanted, but it also comes with these really cool fuel tabs or something. I guess that's what they're called. And
like those sterno deals, or are they
not like liquid, not sterno. They're like solid little tabs. Anyways, it's going to be an amazing camping kit, cooking kit is really what it is, and we're coming out with that in the next 3 weeks. So, I would encourage people to check back and see if we have it live, because it's coming soon and it's going to be awesome.
Well, there you have it. If it's going to be awesome, I need one.
Well, yeah, I'll get you one.
You're a good man. And guys, I really encourage you right now. Thelma's online for to win this bottle. So and let me see right now. Let me check and make sure we don't have anybody on the line. If you want to get in here, 877-342-6673. A few minutes left. What do you see as a prepper? What do you see as somebody who's part owner of this business that started fledgling and is now rocking and rolling? Are you and your partners thinking, this is great, but this is terrible at the same time?
Well, it's not terrible. I think it's a win-win. What we're trying to do is help people prepare. We're trying to give them the easiest way to do that, right? So that's why we have tearable pouches where you can just tear them open. You know, it's pre-made. We stick them in buckets that you can then stack. You know, but then if you had to bail out, you could take those buckets. They're lightweight. I mean, we're just trying to help people get ready, because my whole thing is like, I'm a good person. I think I would help people. I'll help my neighbors, but you know, there's not enough Chris Atkins in the world to help everybody. So if there's a crisis, there's going to be a certain group of people that are going to go hungry, you know, and these people could live in the suburbs. These people could live in the city. Basically, it's the people who didn't think about this because they're watching football and we're worrying about the refs and you know, the calls that the refs were making. So, you know, you know, yeah, we have a business and we're growing, and that's great. But really, I'm mostly concerned about getting people prepped.
Yeah, and I know that to be true. I mean, I can 100% validate that statement, because that's what the majority of our time spent down there was talking about. And I want to share in our last 3 minutes. You know, at one point in our conversation, you had asked, you know, hey, you know, you're not on the air, you're not doing a video. What do you really think will be the catalyst for a major meltdown? And then we went through, you know, we went through the list of potential things, and even I was kind of amazed at the number of things we came up with in 10 or 15 minutes that could trigger chaos globally. But my number one thought, and I shared that with you, and I'm going to share it with everybody else now, is that we are going to wake up. We are going to wake up one day, and the game is going to have run its course. And what I mean by that is our current situation isn't an accident. Our current structure, our infrastructure, isn't an accident. You know, it's not by happenstance that we have taken trillions of dollars out of our future and funneled it into a few institutions. And it's not by mere coincidence that we've got legislation in place and we've managed to shift failure into a sovereign debt mode, and legislation in place that basically guarantees central banks of the world carte blanche and the people that they deem too big to fail. And it's also not a mere coincidence that we have a security apparatus in place to deal with any kind of a breakout or a crisis. So I really do believe it will be a scenario, and I'm looking at the clock, I'm going to speed this up. We're looking at a scenario of wake up one morning, we have a credit freeze inside of Europe. I truly believe this is where it's coming from. A nation like Spain is going to default, and it will be on the heels of, or at least the blame will be given to the people not accepting austerity anymore. And that will spread from Europe to the United States instantaneously, and everything is going to change, not in a week, not in a month, not in just even several days, but almost instantaneously. Everything is going to change. Everything. The way you do your banking, the way you have to consider about getting food resources, the way you have to consider about getting energy resources. All of this is going to change, and it's going to change fast, and there's going to be a lot of pain, there's going to be a lot of suffering, and a lot of confusion. And, this is the reason. This is the whole prepper mentality. You want to avoid these situations at all costs. It's not going to prevent them, but if you can give yourself a chance to avoid these kind of situations, you give yourself an advantage over everybody else. And as harsh as that may seem, look, there's been plenty of people for a long time that have been trying to sound the alarm. You either accepted it or you didn't. And at that time, at that moment, you will have a major choice, and you will reap the consequences of it. Either you will be able to stay indoors with your family, or be to go to a location with your family that you're going to be able to take care of you and your loved ones, or you're not. It's going to be that simple, Chris.
I agree. I just want people to get ready. So whether that means buying wheat or rice or freeze-dried food or cans, whatever, get some water, get some food, and then work on security.
Absolutely. Thelma is our winner. I almost said your last name on air. I didn't, though. Thelma is our winner. I have your address. You will be receiving an emergency bottle, and it's great. You're going to love it. I'm telling you. I saw it, and it's professionally done. It's in a shiny wrapper. You're going to love this.
Chris Atkins, Chris Atkin, buyemergencyfoods.com. Guys, check him out. QE3 is a promo code you want to use. Actually, use the promo code YouTube, because this will be rebroadcast on YouTube. Use the promo code on YouTube, and if you buy $200 worth of product from buyemergencyfoods.com, you will get one of these emergency bottles absolutely free with that order. Is that okay, Chris Atkin?
Yeah, that's awesome. Sounds good.
All right. Promo code YouTube. Get yourself a free emergency bottle. Guys, thanks for joining us tonight. Enjoy Jeff Rentz. He's coming up next. Chris Atkin, thank you very much for supporting the program. We'll get you on again next month. All right, guys. Everybody have a good night. I am Charlie McGrath. This is Wide Awake News Radio. Peace.